Oh, yeah. What's up, Nick?
What's going on, Keith?
Not much, man. So, I don't know. Did you see the news? Did you see the news today?
Yeah. There was like some kind of election last night.
Yeah, man. It was pretty sweet, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention too much, you know.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people really were interested in what was going on, but, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like politics, man.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't keep. It's. Let's just say I am a proud Wisconsin progressive today because Senator Tammy Baldwin is Wisconsin senator.
You're damn right.
Oh yeah. Calm down over there. Did you have another big lunch today?
Yeah, not quite as
This
big.
place smells like Otto's jacket. Why is that? No.
Not quite as big as last week, but I did have a lunch before I came here.
Yeah, Mario is MIA right now.
Yeah.
I think today is actually a holiday for him. I don't know if that's true or not. It's like Martin Luther King Day or something.
Oh man.
I guess he can't. He's got to show up for at least half a day though.
Right.
Given Obama's only half. No, I'm just kidding. See, you thought we were in a post-racial America.
No,
It's not the case. Oh, you know what? I gotta read the thing. We set up the wrong picnic table, and the disclaimer is not on it. So let me see what I can do here. I gotta turn it all around, swing it upside down. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jokes I could make about that, but we're supposed to, be FCC standards, as you're gonna find out soon.
Well,
so
we're trying.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
We're making the effort right now. Yeah. Welcome to the show. This is There Goes the Neighborhood. I don't know. What's my name? My name is Keith Gostad, and I'm across from me is Captain Curseword. On his way here is Sir Swears a Lot. I'm the producer of this show. Things you will hear over the next 90 minutes represent the views of There Goes the Neighborhood. I can't really do it.
Right. Well,
I've been trying all day. I
and
can't get my voice deep enough to do a successful Ice-T impersonation. I should finish this real quick.
Yeah.
All opinions, which we have a lot of, which is kind of the foundation of the show. So basically, this entire show in no way represents River West Radio. It's the so don't sue Zav or Nick or any of the people that are associated with running the website.
not this Nick,
No,
Yeah.
not-
the Nick.
No, sue this Nick, not Technician.
Well, wait, don't sue me either, man. I'm poor.
Well, you got more money than me, don't you?
Well,
Probably.
I don't
know.
know. Maybe.
It's the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues, right? You can't use program. All right.
Yeah.
That's the line that gets repeated the most every time we stumble into questionable territory. Oh, look at all this jazz. It's just everywhere.
Yeah. I was talking to Zab before he. And
Next time, that's the picnic table, the one that has the little sticker on it.
Right. Well, that's just it. There's only so much space on here, and we have up to 4 people on here at
I
once.
wanted 2 sugars in my coffee.
And they gave you 1.
No, I didn't put any in. 'Cause
Oh.
I'm trying to avoid sugar.
I see.
But I wanted 2 sugars in my coffee.
I see.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm not supposed to have any sugar, but I want it. Somebody answer the phone. I don't know. There's a phone ringing.
Yeah, there it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, now then, I don't have the results in front of me. Did you buy a copy of today's Journal Sentinel?
I don't have a copy of the Journal Sentinel, but yeah, I remember some.
So between
Little bit.
the two of us, we are completely uninformed. I know that Barack won. I know that Tammy Baldwin won. I know somehow Paul Ryan maintained his congressional seat. I don't understand that because I really thought that Rob Zerban, ran like a decent campaign.
Yeah.
I don't live in that district or whatever, so it's like, I don't know what was all going on in terms of like counter ads. But I would assume that Paul Ryan wouldn't even run ads for his congressional election because he was trying to bank on becoming VP. You know what I mean? That would be like, I don't know, like vote for me just in case. Is that what his ads were? Somehow the people of Racine just and they didn't turn out.
Well, that's the thing. Like that whole district is very. I don't know. It kind of doesn't make sense because you have Janesville and you have Rock County and you have all the Walworth County and all these rural areas, and then you have Racine and Kenosha, which are they're not huge cities, but decent sized.
Right.
Like I think they're like 80,000 each or something like that.
Well, you got to figure like probably. I mean, I don't know much about the places. I mean, I've been to Racine a couple times, and I've walked around, but I haven't talked to the man on the street.
Right.
So I don't really know. But I would assume that there's probably at least some commuters there that like live in or work in Chicago and maybe live in Racine. But then again,
maybe more so Kenosha though. Kenosha's right there on the border.
Kenosha?
Yeah, Kenosha. Yeah.
Is there a nickname for Kenosha? Like
Key Nowhere. I actually got that from.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, I got that from like the every UWM student I know who is from Kenosha is called a Key Nowhere.
That's rough stuff.
It is.
I would hate to be from Key Nowhere. Wait.
7 minutes.
Something's happening here. What's your password, buddy? You should probably start manning that thing a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe move your chair over towards it. No, don't. You're gonna break everything. This is chaos. We've got madness and chaos.
There goes the neighborhood.
Oh my God, Mario's here.
Hey.
So we gotta figure these things out a little bit. What we're gonna do from now on is we're gonna have Nick on the laptop. And I'll be over here just drinking my coffee around the board. And
you actually got coffee this week, huh?
I did. I made it in there.
You made it in there. Hey, what's going on, bro? How's everybody doing today?
Pretty well.
Good.
So I'm 7 minutes late. Apparently, this 3:30 start time thing is.
We said that because
Where's
Barack
the
won, you're allowed to be late. So.
Keith said that.
Not the first black man to be
Covering my ass here.
Indeed. But yeah.
Until I start dating a black chick.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Like both of you.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Son of a gun. Oh, well. I'm kidding. Just being a jerk because, it's
You're just being from Slinger.
It's talk radio. Hey, okay, here's something that was kind of interesting. I'm going to get his name wrong. Steve Schmidt, this like Republican strategist, was on the television last night, and sliders all the way up. It's the back room that's not working probably. Anyway, so this guy was on air last night talking about how the Republicans should stop paying attention to Rush Limbaugh and the Glenn Beck types of the world. And it was interesting, because he was trying to get, when they lose an election, the Republicans are always like, well, what did we do wrong? All we did was spew hate at people. They can't figure it out. And so this guy was finally on there, and it was the first time I'd heard this, like, ever on a broadcast. Wait, somebody's phone is going.
That's Nick's phone. Go ahead. So the first time you heard it on the broadcast.
Dana's breaking up with him. Your friends are tools.
Read what she said.
What did she say?
Dang. All right. We got to stop making fun of the actual people that actually listen to the show.
You all talking about me.
I was talking about Steph too.
Yeah, we're gonna stop that. So, but yeah, we weren't talking about Dana specifically. So the guy from the what now?
So basically, the dude was like, he's like, we should return to Goldwater conservatism. Where it's like a conservative ideology based on ideas rather than. I guess racism. Right. I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's pretty much what Goldwater and Eisenhower and that whole era of Republican is a completely different breed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you ever get a chance, I think everybody, if you live in America, you need to watch Eisenhower's farewell speech.
Yeah, or just read it for
Right. I mean, it had. I mean, you have a sitting Republican president. A war veteran.
Yeah.
Saying there's a military industrial complex forming that scares me. Don't let it take over.
And he didn't want it to happen. And the reason that I think he didn't want it to happen as a general of World War II fame is like I think he just kind of realized that that's not an identity you want to have because that's only going to lead to other countries viewing you with a lot of antagonism.
Right. And that's exactly what's going on right now.
So
Obama
won, by the way.
Hey. Yeah, but yeah, that was a beautiful thing. I stayed up late. I did the whole internet experience with my campaign watching.
That's awesome.
And as the returns came in, they rolled in rather swiftly on the internet. So I was like always the first person to say, to make the call. Tammy Baldwin wins. And I was watching it on Huffington Post, and Huffington Post was making pre-cursory calls, but they were using the CNN model, the exit poll model.
Sure.
And so they had analysts, but the analysts basically were analyzing the exit poll models from the major networks. So
they weren't really doing the work. They were kind of looking at somebody else's website. Basically, that's what this show is. It's us like talking about other news stations that we follow.
Yeah, so basically,
well, we are on par with the Huffington Post right now. Right now, we are.
We're on par with the Huffington Post. But yeah. So yeah, that was what they did, and it was really awesome though. They cursed a lot. Bill Maher came on, he did a couple minutes. Ariana Huffington came on, she did 10 minutes of conversation about absolutely nothing. And then they, as they waited for the results to round out, my favorite joke on Facebook last night was when Romney secured, or they called the Mississippi race for Romney. And my friend was like, breaking news, Romney wins Mississippi. And in additional news, water is wet.
Oh, yeah, I was like thinking about that today. Like, how should we start the show? And I'd be like, Wyoming has spoken. They want Romney.
Right. That was what we were discussing on Facebook before I left the house, is if the red states and the blue states had a war, who would win? And we had got to the point where we had finally decided that the Dakotas would be a problem because there's a lot of
weapons there,
right?
Yes.
And they have a lot of nuclear weapons, planted in their area. So,
right. But we have like biological attacks we can launch from Wisconsin thanks to UW Madison.
And we have gangbangers who've been shooting at each other for a while. And then so as we were formulating the argument, I was like, well, I really went there, and I was like, well, we could use the mountain ranges as a barrier to the north, and we could like just position military forces behind the mountain range and then attack from that as a position.
It sounds like Lord of the Rings.
It sounds like the Civil War. I was like, wow, when is it? I was like,
Gates of Moria.
The Gates of Mordor.
The Mines of Moria. My bad. See, you're a bigger nerd than I am.
Yeah, I was supposed to be hiding that. But what I was saying was, no, I was saying they could use the Rocky Mountains as a barrier and then attack from those points. So use the battleground states of West Virginia, North Carolina, who...
There aren't any mountains left in West Virginia.
No, I'm saying you fight that, and that's why you fight the battle, because that's where the corridor ends, or the mountain ranges. You fight the battle in West Virginia, as happened in the... you're like the biggest historical geek I've ever...
I know.
Like, that's where the battles were fought in the Civil War.
I know.
Because that was where...
I'm not disputing this. I'm just saying that... you're kind of operating on the Mitt Romney military. We don't have muskets anymore. We have drones and jets. Okay? I just want to call that one out.
All right.
You Obama'd yourself right there, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So wait,
damn muskets.
Who would win? Who would win though?
We hadn't decided. I haven't really worked the model yet.
Here's the thing though, like you can't divide the country between red states and blue states.
Why can't you?
Well, I mean you can.
I brought that up, in the Facebook conversation. I said, you may as well prepare for a war between Milwaukee and Madison and suburban and rural Wisconsin. That's
why are we why would we fight Madison?
I'm saying we're with Madison against. It's.
Oh, I thought it was like a 5-way fight, like at the end of The Hobbit. So I'm getting all these things mixed up now.
5-way. So what were you saying?
Madison is the elves.
What would that make Milwaukee? Right. We're the Hobbits? Are we the Hobbit?
We're
in this thing going on in your head.
Well, I'm obviously Bjorn, the bear dude. So whatever side I'm on wins.
I suppose.
Mario's about to fall off his chair.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Right, you have no idea what they're talking about.
Right. Wait. He's the guy that didn't watch Star Wars.
Right, I was going to say, I haven't watched Star Wars.
So you are aware.
You haven't watched Star Wars?
I have never watched Star Wars. Like, I've seen it parodied and spoofed so many times that I know
this last week,
the entire plot.
I don't remember. I had a big lunch.
I'm the one that has a big lunch. We don't remember.
We got to gonna pass this one on just like a stone here.
Right.
You've seen it, but you've never actually watched Star Wars.
For crying out loud!
I
How
have
could you
never.
not watch?
We
Star
talked
Wars?
about this last week,
man.
Did we?
Remember
Yeah.
I said?
No, I don't.
I had my family comes from the country. They come from northern Wisconsin, where there's nobody was.
Wait. He had a migraine at the end of the
Oh,
show
yeah,
last
yeah.
week,
Right.
which is like a
blacked
mind
out.
sweep for him.
Okay.
Will Smith was over here with one of those little red flashy things.
But yeah, you asked like, is your family just country? And I was like, well, yeah, they're
I lived in Slinger,
Right.
which is pretty rural.
Roar.
Yes.
Rural. And I still saw them.
I have no idea. I have no idea. How do you go your whole life without seeing Star Wars?
Yeah.
And maybe I blocked it because I'm like, I don't want to believe that about you as a person. Like, I'm judging you as a human being. Like, how do you not see Star Wars?
Second time's a charm. You're gonna remember forever now.
Well, you also got to think, Slinger is close enough to be within the Milwaukee.
That doesn't matter. That's not where I saw them. They were on television.
Okay, but that's the point. Milwaukee television is different from Green Bay television
No,
that my family was
The
watching.
entire universe has seen Star Wars, Nick.
cable, man.
Yeah, do you know how far outside the universe northern Wisconsin is? I'm just
Fair
saying.
enough.
Did you have cable at all?
Briefly, very briefly.
Right. Okay. I guess we have to move on from this because
So
we have
the-
so
so
many
the
more.
Obama election.
We have
The
so
Obama
many more interesting things to talk about. Like
It's my concern for our friendship that makes me, you know what I mean? Like, how do you go without seeing Star Wars? It is the greatest
wait.
movie ever made.
Can we get Tammy
am your
Baldwin to weigh in
father.
on this real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I want to hear what she has to say.
Damn right.
All right.
Oh wow, that's happening. Yeah, so
We're gonna get more
so
of these.
the Tammy Baldwin election. That was really a big
Yes.
one for me. I'm proud of Wisconsin again. I with the Paul Ryans and the Rice Priebus's, the Scott Walker.
Rice Priebus.
With the Paul Ryans and the Scott Walkers of the world.
Can I say something about Rice Priebus? I need to call it right now. From here until 10 years from now, Rice Priebus, or however you pronounce his name, is going to be caught in some gay scandal.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with homosexuality. Obviously, I'm just saying he just seems like it's.
You're saying
it's
he's
always
he's a closet case. Is what
it's
you're
it's
basically
always these Republicans. It's always these hardcore right wing, rigid people
That
who
taking up the old
I say he's gonna have a movie made about him, starring what was the dude that was in Swingers?
Marky Mark, dude? No, Swingers. I don't know.
No, you're thinking about Boogie Nights.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah, you guys got your movies all mixed up. I can't remember
I don't
acting.
remember Swingers.
I got my movie. Man, he's the one that said Boogie
You don't
Nights.
even see movies.
Right.
We've established this.
Star Wars. Star
Those
Wars.
movies everyone has seen and you haven't seen them. You don't watch movies. You don't know this. You're not even in this conversation,
Well,
man.
that's Swingers, though.
Just play the Tammy Baldwin thing one more time because I'm just sick of this. I can't understand how you didn't see Star Wars.
You're damn right.
How do you miss that?
I don't know how I missed it.
Honestly, I still don't know how I missed it. You everything you're saying to me is stuff I've thought about.
So-
I seriously think.
No,
how
So
it
why
was-
haven't you taken a weekend and just sat and watched the movies?
I
Obama.
always.
Can we just talk about the election?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
For the love of stuff.
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
I brought it up as a callback joke, not a callback discussion. This is.
Because I want to know. It's like the.
But we just talked about.
Okay, fine. I'm
Here,
sorry.
Mario, the show
Fine.
from last week is available on Ustream. If you've forgotten everything we've talked about, you could go listen to it.
I've listened to the show whatever. But yeah, I didn't remember that whole part. Go ahead.
Right now on the camera is Nick
Obama.
texting.
Yep,
So
Obama.
that's what people are going to see.
Obama.
Nick is the star today.
Obama.
We're going to rotate.
Oh, I didn't even know I was on camera.
Yeah,
Wow,
buddy.
That's yeah.
It's all you talking to Dana.
Yeah.
Obama.
We shouldn't say people's names, should we? I don't know.
Obama.
Is it bad?
Obama.
I'm gonna find out tonight. So
Okay.
Obama.
She's a great singer.
yeah.
Obama won
She's
the election.
friendly to
I don't
me.
know.
She's a nice
She's a
person.
right.
We all
He
like
wants
her.
Food.
What?
He wants her to cook
I do
a
want
meal
her
of
to
some
cook
sort.
some food for me.
But Obama won the election. I like the inauguration speech. I call it the forward speech. He said it forward 9 times during the speech. It was his callback. He did a really good job with his acceptance speech. I thought Romney was congealed and conciliatory to a certain extent. He never
Congealed? He
Congealed.
came together well?
yeah, and conciliatory in his what do you call his speech?
His concession speech.
Yeah, that's the word. He called in his concession speech.
I thought he was going to give a succession speech.
Yeah,
but turned
they
out
said he hadn't wrote a concession speech at all. He didn't expect to lose, but I don't know.
You know, it's that arrogance. You know, he had it the whole campaign, and you know he couldn't. I mean, it was just obvious.
For a guy who rocks Paulie Walnuts' hair from The Sopranos, I don't know how he thought he was going to.
He was quite confident,
right? You know, and that's the thing. Like he gave off that vibe probably more than even like you look at George Bush. You know, he still, even though he came from
talking about W.
Yeah, I mean, he came from this wealthy Connecticut family, but he's like,
I'm Texan.
Yeah, exactly.
I shoot from the hip.
Yeah, but you know, Romney he couldn't even hide his own arrogance, his own biases. You know, the whole giving that speech in Detroit and saying, yeah, my wife drives 2 Cadillacs, she loves Detroit. You know,
that's right. Oh man, just the little things about those guys made me laugh. They were okay. I said this. Some people were like, and it was true. As the election unfolded, it kind of reminded me of 2000 a little bit, except there was no Nader kind of person. But what it really reminded me of, again, was Romney and Paul Ryan were kind of like Kerry and Edwards, you know, from 2004.
Okay.
They were completely electable candidates who just couldn't get past themselves. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't vote for Romney again. I didn't vote for Romney, and I wouldn't. But what I'm saying is he's qualified to do that. In their mind, people would have voted for him. I think he would have won.
A lot of people did vote for him.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but I think he just. So wait, you think it wasn't personality? I think it was personality that tripped him up.
I think it was
because that's an independent voter usually votes on that.
I think it was the tax plan.
Tax plan.
I think it was the 20% across the board tax cut and not having a response to how he was going to do it. And I think that was the deciding factor for a lot of people more than anything. And it's Mormonism. And the crazy Jesus Mormon.
Well, I would say, I think it's the 47% comment.
Yeah, I think
he made that comment, and then then finally people, realize he's talking about the elderly. He's talking about
what is talking about the elderly?
He's talking about the elderly. He's talking about veterans who are collecting veterans benefits.
Mm-hmm. But 47% is what did it. You think?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. What does Tammy Baldwin think?
What does Tammy Baldwin think?
Yeah.
What?
See, my visual cues.
Damn right.
I was giving him like, hey, play the thing.
Well, he's like just pointing and I'm like in vague directions, not even at the computer, and I'm just like, what the hell does he want?
I wish there was more of me to go around. Teams. I don't know what to say.
They don't pick up on the nonverbal cues. We'll put them on the basketball team. You won't get the alley-oop if you want.
I did play basketball. So F off. Try not to curse.
That's good. That's good, Nick. Did you? Oh, you weren't here. I gave you guys nicknames, by the way.
What's my nickname?
He's Captain Curseword, and your Sir Swears a Lot.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And you said it in your NPR voice and everything. So
this is my NPR voice.
We're gonna stop that now.
You walked into that one. Yeah. You set him up for that one, man.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cast derision.
But division.
What?
Yeah.
Division?
Division, more than derision.
No. Okay. It's divisive?
Yeah, it was divisive.
You mean like
like
DEVIC? Like it's a device? It is divisive in that case because I use it as a comic device.
I got it.
What does Tammy Baldwin think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know it.
You're damn right.
Okay, it's taking a while for it to.
Well, that's we're not technologically sound just yet.
Right.
But the point is, we talked about Rob Zerban losing. What did the other elections around the country turn out? I didn't see a whole lot except for that.
The Dems held the Senate.
Yeah.
I think they picked up a vote or two. Congress is still Republican. Tammy Baldwin won, of course.
Congress being Republican is kind of a product of gerrymandering, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, if anything, you can see, like, in the popular vote...
Explain what gerrymandering is for those who don't know.
That's the redrawing of legislative districts to favor one political party over another.
Okay, go ahead.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, awesome.
I can do that.
Go, would you just keep talking?
Hey, you guys can lead the show too.
No, but so you were making a point. So you say you think it's a product of gerrymandering?
No, I think it's a product of gerrymandering. If you look at the Senate, and you look at the president, and you look at the popular vote that happened for the president, and the fact that there's more senators that are Democrat than Republican, you can kind of get the sense that maybe some of these congressional districts were drawn to favor this party. Because that's kind of what's happened over.
I mean, it's conceivable. I mean, you look at the 8 years of Bush and all of these Republican governors, and you would have to assume that there would be a certain amount of that.
Yeah.
You know, but Obama won, so.
Oh, you know,
that's how I feel.
That's the kind of the thing. But the idea of like this civil war that we're supposed to have, you know, like. Again, who is that supposed to be between? Because I texted my mom last night to let her know who won. She doesn't have a TV, so I was letting her know. And she lives up in Washington County, and there's plenty of people that live out in those counties. You know what I mean? That voted for Obama.
The vote was close everywhere.
Yeah, but just like you walk around the city, you saw Romney signs every so often. You know, you didn't see a ton of them, but they're there. You know, I mean, it's not. You know. It's not.
No, America's 50-50. It's not. Yeah. It's close. Whatever way the election goes, it's close. Regardless of the electoral turnout, and they still haven't figured out Florida, but it doesn't matter. What I think about
Florida doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, that's
it's going to be
trying to make a joke, but
it's going to be underwater in 10 years anyway.
But yeah, so I don't put a lot of stock into. You know, dismissing the other side. You know, you have to deal with their ideals, but I think what won out in the hearts of the people, I think there are a certain constituency of America that's still racist. I think there's certain people that didn't want Barack the first time, but they were outnumbered by the people that felt like he was the best candidate.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, I think. You know, it seems like you're right.
You're damn right.
But
it's getting better.
Yes, it is. So but Barack, I compared the electoral map from last go around to this one, and Barack carried the same states except for Indiana and
North Carolina. You take your shirt off, whip it around your head just like a helicopter.
I was so disappointed in North Carolina. Indiana, not so much, because I mean, like, they're the home of the Klan and all that. So when he won Indiana the first time,
home of the Klan.
That's
on the sign. It's like a picture of Peyton Manning.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck now, yeah.
But Peyton was their guy. Come on.
He was. He still is to a certain extent. Yeah.
Peyton Manning, Bobby Knight, and a Klansman. That's that's your holy trinity.
They're both wearing robes. Oh, that's so wrong. Peyton, why?
Damn Hoosiers.
Right. And but yeah, so I was disappointed in North Carolina, and I wasn't surprised about Indiana, but.
See, he didn't have P.D. Pablo out there.
Green Bay didn't carry Obama. Brown County didn't carry Obama.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either. My mom lives up there, so I'm really not surprised. The Green Bay has gotten so well. I don't know about Green Bay itself, but I mean definitely Brown County has gotten so frothingly conservative since Scott Walker took. They have the biggest hard-ons, which is probably average of 3 inches up there. But
wow, that was so racist. Okay,
what's racial about that?
Right. The small penis joke. Okay, there's clearly no black people.
I've been hearing on Mario from now on. I'm just gonna start that joke, but Mario is.
I'm just gonna start posting pictures of large white penises on your Facebook wall. So that we can dispel this myth once and for all.
It would be the same two pictures.
And guess what? They won't have any herpes on them.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Speaking of herpes, I was thinking about Bob Donovan's district today.
Yeah, this show's dirty.
I was.
Speaking of herpes.
Yes. Yeah. I was thinking about because I was watching TV. I watched the Huffington Post while the election was going on, but then I switched to TV coverage.
Yeah.
And CBS 58 thought it. They actually reported as news the fact that a school on Milwaukee's north side had a Barack Obama banner hanging at the top. Mm-hmm. Well, it turns out that this is the former Custer High School, which is now Barack Obama Elementary School.
Oh, okay.
And it's
wow, really? That's cool.
I was just thinking we are probably the only city that has a school named after Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan.
Huh.
There's a high school here that was renamed Ronald Reagan back in on the south side, Bob Donovan's district. back in 2003. It must have been those 2 weeks after Reagan died where everybody forgot, everything terrible that he did. And so anyway, I was just thinking like that's like the suspicious red spot in a blue city. It is literally the herpy of Milwaukee.
Bob Donovan's district is the herpy of Milwaukee.
It is the herpy of Milwaukee. It is old, miserable, racist Archie Bunkers.
Yeah.
If that part of town got bulldozed into the lake, I would be okay with it.
Yeah, that was what one of the pundits said on the Huffington Post webcast of the election, that Romney had a lock on the grumpy old man vote. The grumpy old white man.
Well, I got to say something about that. It's interesting because, again, my mom lives up in Washington County, and
she's a grumpy old white man?
No, you got to listen to the story. Quit jumping the gun. Man, what's wrong with you?
I have no idea.
Anyway,
Big lunch.
The story, which is, plot point here, is she had on her Barack Obama pin, and she went out to McDonald's up there in Washington County, which I probably assume would be the West Bend one, and they turned the air conditioning on in the room for her in the middle of winter, and
to get her to leave?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway, she said that everybody was giving her dirty looks except for some elderly people that walked in.
Oh, okay.
They were really happy that she had on an Obama pin. So I'm like thinking like that Medicare stuff though, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you come to a certain age, like you get over, 65 or whatever, you have to start thinking of things differently because you're no longer like out there cracking away making your income. You're kind of dependent upon what's saved up. So you're worried about the economy, but also the benefits that you're supposed to be getting. So you're worried about, whether or not those pension plans are going to pay off properly. And then the Medicare and stuff like that. So that's a lot to be concerned with. So that's why that's an interesting demographic. And when we're old, we'll be interesting finally.
I don't know. I'm just happy. Thank you to everybody that voted for Barack Obama. I couldn't have lived in a Mitt Romney America.
Yeah.
At all. I don't think that he was the right candidate for the job and whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I think Tammy Baldwin agrees. What you say, Tammy?
Yeah, I don't know. What does Tammy say?
Damn right.
Is that your computer just shut off automatically every time you gotta load it up? You should change that setting.
I should have brought my cord. And,
I see.
Yes.
Well, we should just unplug it. The game's over now. Yeah, but whatever.
Well, we still got to play the outro, but
Blimey.
Yeah, but and that's. I don't know. I want to talk about one election that isn't getting a whole lot of publicity nationally.
The Palmyra Eagle. Okay.
No, actually, Mark Pocan.
Mark Pocan.
Mark Pocan, who is the new representative.
I told you to watch your language.
No need for profanity.
No. Mark Pocan.
Mark Pocan. He is.
He is Mark Pocan every weekend. You know what I'm saying?
But he is Tammy Baldwin's successor. Shut up.
Okay, sorry.
Nobody's allowed to finish the story on this show.
So Mark Pocan. So this is, anyway, he's Tammy Baldwin's successor to Congress. She's a senator now, and he's her successor. He is. He's married to his husband. They got married in Canada. Their marriage is not recognized in Wisconsin, but he kissed his husband on the victory podium.
Oh, okay.
Podium, and
that's hot.
On the victory podium. He kissed him on the victory podium.
I
wish they'd kiss me on my victory podium. Want some nuts?
I was worried. I was worried that you would make a joke about his name being Pocan, and he's
We did that already.
Yeah, we're past that.
Right. Well,
he kissed his.
We did that before
husband.
you were talking about him kissing his husband.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking it would just get worse once I said that. But thank you for showing an iota of maturity.
Did his husband take his last name?
I have
his first name Richard.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
I just want.
I read his husband's name.
That would make him.
I'm trying to.
Richard Pocan.
You know what? Why is it the few times I try to do a serious show here, you two are effing off?
Right.
I gotta find another way to.
Yeah, I have no idea what you thought.
Before you speak, think of what you're going to say.
His name? I mean,
I didn't make
so.
it poking.
But yes, you know, I just think about. I just remember when I was a kid, and you know, it was such a big deal that Roseanne kissed a woman on her show, and it was such a big deal that Ellen, you know, was gonna be a gay character on her show, and
To who though?
you know, and
To Wendy's.
Right.
Remember, Wendy's pulled their ads.
Oh wow. Who
Yeah.
cares? Who eats at
and
Wendy's?
you know, I mean, the
Square
point is like just.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, who are the people that were up in arms about, you know, Ellen being gay, or, you know, the whole kissing girl, I kissed a girl and I liked it thing, on Roseanne weren't real America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't legitimate America. There's so
America.
many gays here in this country.
So many gays.
Yeah.
I'm dropping my nuts all over the place. I'm sorry.
So yeah, you're sloppy. You have sloppy nuts. I don't know why that happened.
Yes.
Next week I'll bring potato chips for everybody.
And so people can listen to you chew on the podcast. That's awesome.
Anarchy!
Yep, right at the podium, chewing at the podium.
But you know, I just I mean that really that's a lot more significant than I think it's getting credit for. You know, just how inconceivable that
How
would have
really
been.
gay the electorate is
Well-
turned. Is that your point, Nick? You want to just let everybody know how
So,
gay friendly we are? here in this
Congress
country?
just got fabulous.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going back to big lunges for you. I don't care anymore.
Whatever. Oh, you didn't care.
I try to be civically responsible here and call attention to a vital,
Hey,
you know, a
I'm
vital
moving to-
story here. And
I'm moving to Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Boulder. I'm moving to Boulder and smoking a bowl for Barry. That's what I said I'm doing.
Dude, you don't want to live
Boulder,
in Boulder.
Fort Collins, Denver, Aspen. I don't care. I'm going to Colorado. When does that kick in anyway? In January?
Something like
It'll
that.
blend right into the smog that hangs over the city of
And
Denver.
then-
You mean
It's going to be
the
pot
smog?
smoke.
Well, you know,
And a lot
they're
of
supposed to be
weed.
the fittest state in the nation, though, Colorado.
And high as hell.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, no, because they bike everywhere.
Right.
You know.
They bike everywhere and
They
they're in
had
the
a bike
mountains.
program?
Well, and they got their elevation is so high, so their blood's thin, so that has something to do with like metabolism and all that yada yada science crap. But
Yeah, they're high up, and now they're going to be high up.
So, Mile High City.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Don Meredith. Don Meredith famously at the start of a Monday Night Football in the 70s said, you know, we're in Denver, where they're a mile high, and so am I.
I remember that.
Yes.
Not as much as I remember how bad Dennis Miller was.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, these are good. Just good trail mix, guys.
Yeah, that's great.
Don't you wish you had some, Nick?
Like,
I just had some.
the chewing minutes on the show.
You handed it to me when we were making all those gay jokes.
Oh yeah, chewing time. That's what this show is called.
Dick and fart jokes. That should be our show.
Yeah.
And just be
Richard.
just drop the pretensions of being a serious political discussion. Be like, hey, we're dick and fart jokes.
This is a happy occasion.
right. It is.
If we wanted a serious political discussion, Obama should have lost. Because then we'd be all like, hey,
It would have made the show a lot different.
Oh yeah.
hey bird. They all sound like Snuffleupagus.
I heard Romney got a text from Big Bird saying, keep my name out your mouth. Next time, you keep your name out my
I'm the
mouth.
biggest bird on the street.
Who you think you fooling with?
I can't do
Joker?
a big bird voice.
I
I'm
don't do
sorry.
Big Bird voice.
Nobody does.
My Big Bird sounds like my Darth Vader. Watch your mouth, Mitt. Who was that? That was Big Bird. No, it wasn't.
Big Burl now played by James Earl Jones. Did I just say Big Burl? Yeah, I had a little JMO before I got here too.
Yeah, that's
so,
what's up.
Nice. It's a little fire water to chase down the smoke.
Yes.
Oh. Well, let's see. That's it. So we
I
got
don't know.
40 minutes left now. I don't have anything to say. Woo! Woo! All right.
Okay, I have a question actually. I have a question.
Okay, let's just.
If you guys did not live in a swing state, say you lived in California or Texas, you know, would you still be a supporter of the Democratic Party?
I'm not necessarily a supporter of the Democratic Party, so I'm a supporter of people and individuals that that move me. Every vote I give is thoughtful. So I supported Obama because he was a better candidate than Mitt Romney. But I didn't believe in Mitt Romney's ideas. You got to make a case for me. I'm just not, I couldn't vote any ticket where they said just vote the Democratic ticket because I might not like somebody on the Democratic ticket.
I did vote all Dems this time.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had to.
There wasn't. I said there's nobody.
Republican candidate. I felt.
There wasn't even a Republican candidate for some of the smaller races. Obviously, there usually isn't in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. So you don't really have much of a thing going on. So even if you didn't vote for the Democrat, you didn't vote probably, unless you had Mickey Mouse written in there.
And that was my thing. I live in River West, so there's really never at the local level. There's only Democrats. Not even a Green Party candidate, not a independent.
Which you'd think in the one place that you could successfully operate as a Green Party.
Exactly. And I know they have headquarters, somewhere around here. I just, wondered why you don't see them in the community more often. I think that's the problem of the third parties, the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, all these, they put so much energy on having someone make a token run every 4 years. They need to focus, in my humble opinion.
If you want to make a difference in the environment, and you want to do it politically, you do it at the local level.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't mess around with these national runs because you're not doing anything serious, and that's what my problem is with the Green Party. That's why I stopped voting for anybody outside of the Democrats. Because to be perfectly honest, I know this is going to sound really stupid, probably, but for the most part, what does a president really do? You know what I mean? He has to get a lot from Congress and the Senate in order to pass things. Apparently he can declare war whenever he feels like it. But that's just something that's kind of come around. Basically, he's kind of the president.
Well, I don't know. He's kind of the final say. You can use him if you select the right guy.
But he's also the headpiece.
Right.
He's the face of the country. When people talk about America, they have to talk about the president.
I'm not talking about. I mean, practically speaking, I'm not talking about propagandizing the world. I mean, he can be the final arbitrator. So regardless of who the congressional individuals are, you can use the president's veto powers as your ability to make your voice heard on a national level.
Right.
So,
what are you doing over there?
this is and again, just remind everybody you're listening to There Goes the Neighborhood Radio on River West Radio. The number to call in is 414-935-2951. If you have anything to say about something we've said, feel free to call in.
I'm showing off the offensive language on my shirt.
Milwaukee Panthers. How are they doing? That's your Sex Panthers.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's from Anchorman.
So so that happened. So how are your UW team doing? How are they doing the football team?
The football team has apparently won all of their club games this year.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Are they Division 2 or 3?
They're actually a club team. They're not actually sanctioned by the NCAA.
Oh, okay.
They play club teams, which are basically the equivalent teams at other schools that don't have football. Marquette had one. Loyola has one. Parkside has one.
That's an M&M. You're gonna want to pick that up. It's 5-second rule on that.
Right. So I mean that's they that's who they play. They played 3 club teams. They played 3. They played I think a couple of JV teams from Concordia and places like that. So. But yeah, they're doing pretty well. Basketball team just beat Parkside first game. So yeah,
fantastic. Well, so what else do we got there?
Yeah. So anyway, I was gonna make a point for you. Asked me that. Now I can't quite remember what it was.
Sex Panthers you were talking about?
Yeah. Before that.
Oh, prior to that.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, these third parties though, they should really focus on local elections and then trying to get some members into Congress. You might not be able to get any senators yet, but you should be able to get at least 1 or 2 of these districts in like maybe in Northern California or maybe near Denver.
If they had a successful third-party candidate that ran in Racine, that could have upset everything.
Right?
Because you probably could have gotten enough people away from Ryan. Easier Brown would have won. If the Libertarians had actually bothered to care about anything other than
But they're smarter than everybody else ever.
Oh yeah,
always remember
all
that.
Libertarians are smarter than everybody else. Yeah, stupid. Libertarians. That's a Republican that tries to do drugs.
Right. Pot smoking Republicans is pretty much what they are.
Yeah, well, they don't smoke pot. Yeah. They just think that they're going to smoke it someday, and they want the right to maybe do it at some point. But they're too busy counting money.
Well, there's kind of 2 different. There's the there's all those bros that go to Dave Matthews shows and Fish shows and
Bro,
hey, bro, what's going on, bro?
awesome show, bro.
That was great, bro. Dave Matthews rocks, bro.
Jack Johnson and
yeah.
And then there's those guys who go to those shows but they don't smoke pot. And those are the libertarians. Those are the future. They become libertarians.
If you rock out at Dave Matthews shows, you have cotton dockers and a friggin' Supercuts haircut. Like you're one of those guys.
Supercuts. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, bro. See, you don't have the...
bro. No.
Fortunately, Mario doesn't have
Fish.
a stand today, so you can just run off and get water if you need to. If you start choking on these punchlines here.
Just gotta caught me off guard with that one.
Oh, yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
So Dave Matthews, libertarians.
Ross Perot.
At least that's my observation based on who used to come to the jam band shows at the.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't want to talk too bad because I know some of those people are probably listening to us, and I'm not.
Really?
I'm not
Maybe.
judging them. Not
Hopefully.
at all.
I don't.
Not at all.
No, they're probably not. They probably heard the.
The politics. Right?
Well, I was gonna say that There Goes the Neighborhood intro. It's too heavy, bro. It's not smooth at all.
This music is so angry.
Dude, I need to mellow out. It's too loud, bro.
Oh my God! Why are they laughing so loud? Oh my God!
This doesn't have any saxophone in it.
What is it?
This blows, man. I don't like it.
Y'all despise jam bands as an idea. Yeah, I just had to sit through that crap.
Hey,
45 minutes, the same.
Hey, what did one deadhead say to the other after they came down?
What's that?
This band sucks.
That's good. That's good.
Jam bands are awesome, and a lot of people don't know what jam bands are. But what a jam band basically is 5 white dudes from Okeechobee somewhere. Who get together.
No. There's like one light-skinned dude.
Right. There's always
And the one light-skinned black dude, right?
biracial kid, with the big old fro.
Right, with the Jew fro.
Or the dreads.
How are you a black guy with a Jew fro? That's amazing. So
Maybe he's half Jewish.
Big dreads and no beard.
Right.
That's the other option for that look.
for that guy, and they get together and they play like Parliament Funkadelic licks, and they kind of try to change
butcher old blues songs,
right? And change the chords, but what happens is they get a good rhythm going, and then they play that rhythm for about 45 minutes.
Then the guitarist goes squealy doodly doo.
And then they
Look at
switch
me,
to
I'm
the
like
song.
Jerry Garcia up here. No, you're not.
No, not at all, not at all. And they think they're way hotter than they actually are, because like 20 people come to exchange numbers to buy pot at their shows, and they think that people are actually there to hear them.
I think you just sold everybody on going to these shows, Mario.
Right.
Good job.
I know, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
You're over there trying to cast derision, and instead, you cast division.
But they suck. I hate jam bands.
You know, the most positive thing I can say about jam bands, at least they don't play dubstep.
Oh yeah.
The best thing I can say.
Oh no. They started playing. I've seen some jam bands now.
You know,
they work
I
it in
have
there.
seen a few actually.
Yeah.
The best thing I can say about jam bands is there's none playing right now.
Oh, they're coming. They're coming up. It's it's winter break is coming up. You know, they'll be at all the local venues.
We don't go to those anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't.
I'm good. I don't like ecstasy. I went to the dubstep. The dubstep shows are always funny because there's the guy with the gloves with the lights on the end, waving his hand in people's face for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes or whatnot. So
Because he's really messed up on whatever he took, and then at the end of the concert, it's like, oh, I just need water, bro. Could you just give me some water? Oh my god. Oh, how much is the water? Oh, can you just give me a cup, bro? Oh man, no, don't put any ice in it. I just need a cup. Oh my god, thank you. You saved my life. You saved my life. Oh my god, bro.
so thirsty.
Maybe we should go around telling our best dubstep show stories because we've like I said, we
survived a few.
Dubstep show stories? Nah. Yeah. There's a sweaty dude. There's a sweaty British black guy. He's about 18, 19 years old.
I know that kid.
And he smells like sweat socks and day old.
Oh!
He is the mustiest dude in the world.
And I don't care.
I don't think.
And so he's
This isn't a popularity contest, man. I told you, if too many people like this show on Facebook, I'm not going to like it.
He is going to hipster us away. But no, he's like the musty. He's about 5'10", kind of thin, big eyes, but weird looking dude. He's kind of lanky and he slurks about. And he's a pretty good dancer, but as the night progresses on, he gets more and more musty, and he talks in like a broken British accent that you're never really sure is actually his accent or if he's just putting on for the cameras or whatever. But there are no cameras around, and he's really really musty all the time. And he always felt the need, because I was black, to come talk to me. And I'm like, look, musty dude, get away from me.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy. Okay. When he was talking in his, like, kind of maybe fake British accent, what sort of things would he say? Did he ever talk about his Kango?
I have no idea.
Did it end up sounding like Slick
know.
Rick lyrics? Because that was probably a fake accent. Like, he couldn't say anything outside of a few words that were in the song that he learned by mimic.
I have no idea, dog. I don't know what he was talking about. I just would always wish he would shut up because he stunk so bad. I would never engage him in extended conversation because that meant I had to stand that close to him and that odor. Speaking of odor, palsy. No, go ahead, move on.
No name dropping here. Yeah.
He stinks. Whatever.
We only talk about people we like and we mention their names.
I was talking about body odor. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? And how about you, Nick? What's one of your best?
Well, I got I think it was the second one of these shows that I ever worked. Doing doing bouncer security, whatever. I was I got my hand puked on by this kid who was on. Yeah, it was my.
Brutal.
On your hand?
That's brutal.
We had that no re-entry policy,
Yeah.
so he was about to leave, and I went to the door, and I was like, oh, hold on, there's can't let you back, whatever. And then he just turned around and puked on my hand and walked out the door like it was nothing.
Nasty.
And he
That's
was,
just
he had to have been rolling or something.
Like projectile vomit?
Yes, like all right, all over my hand, and I had half a mind to go and just wipe it on his shirt.
But how did he get it on? You're a tall fellow.
Right.
How did he get it on your? Did you have your hands by his face?
Well, I had my hands on the door where he was, and as he pushed it, he puked on my hands. So yeah, he
called it a night after that, though.
Yeah,
I'm putting
and mind
putting the trail mix away here. I can't.
This is at like 8:30 at night, by the way.
still want
That's some 1 a.m. stuff that he was doing at 8:30.
That's so gross. And yeah, that's like they don't time that stuff
Right.
well either. A lot of those guys, they don't really know how to use their drugs, and they just kind of pop them, and they think that it's ready to go. Yeah, back. I don't know when. It started when people started using like tons of drugs in the 60s or whatever, but you always had that ground control dude. Mm-hmm. These guys, they don't have that person in their crew.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They come out solo to shows a lot of times too, and they get messed up, and there's nobody there to babysit them.
Do drugs, bro. Do drugs,
dude,
bro.
Well, we all ended up being the babysitters.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, but I mean, you guys, we all drink and do stuff, but you always there's usually somebody in the crew of friends who is like kind of playing it cool. Even if they are partaking, they're not getting as messed up as everyone else.
Right.
Or you know what I mean? They're just taking it easy that night.
I think what happens to a lot of these suburban kids who come to Milwaukee is they've heard of drugs they want to try. And they come out to these parties and they try all the drugs they ever wanted to try at one time. And it's way too much, dog. You did a line of coke, you popped 4 pills, you did some ecstasy, then you drank a fifth of J-Mo, and you show up at the club. And then you were fine in the car while y'all were doing the drugs. Did nothing happen, but the drugs kick in. And as soon as they kick in, you watch dude night completely change. Right. He was dancing over by his friends like, oh, we're having a good time. And now the drugs kick in. He's sitting down, he quiet, the color in his face doesn't change. His head keep moving, but he's sitting still. And now somebody walking him to the bathroom. And now it's 2 dudes in the bathroom together. And now you forcing your friend to be in the commode with you. Like, that's not cool, dude. It's like, slow down on the drugs, dude. You don't take drugs, so don't take them,
Yeah.
Right. And it's Wow, I completely.
I'm not anti.
I'm watching.
It's a big lunch.
Weekend of Bernie's is
Speaking
over
of
here.
taking
I have
too
to,
many drugs,
Yeah. The way I'm sitting, there's the TV showing Weekend at Bernie's
Stop
right in front of
looking
me,
at it.
and I can't not look at the way I'm sitting.
Aren't you a narcissist? Look at yourself in the camera.
But no, I mean I'm not an anti-drug person, man. I'm like whatever you want to do is what you want to do, but you got to handle your high, bro. You got to handle your high, bro. And listen, bro. I put him aside. Listen, bro.
This is a bro down.
Listen, bro. I'm telling you now. I don't care about you being high, bro. You can be in the bar and be high, bro. But what you're gonna have to do is handle your high, or I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you mean, man? What am I doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing? That was the question they would always ask. What am I doing? What did I do? I didn't do anything. What did I do? Just tell me what I did. What did I do? Tell me what I did.
You can't stand at that girl and lick her ear like that, bro. You just can't.
Yeah.
Right.
I came close.
But I know her.
I came close to beating the crap out of this one kid one time, not too long ago. It was the last time I worked security, and oh my god, he wouldn't leave. He just hung outside the door for like an hour, and he kept trying to come in. I was like, no, you've been tossed. And he's like, what did I do? It's like, you've been tossed. The other bouncer had tossed him. It's like, I'm enforcing their bounce. You don't have to ask me what you did. I don't know what you did. Stay away.
There is some. My speech was: there is somebody that loves you. They're not here. Go where the people who love you are. We no longer would like you, desire your company.
Yeah.
Now you can come back at some later date if you feel like that's appropriate and aren't embarrassed by the fact that you were being a jerkball all night. But you can't stay here. Go home.
Right. No, I actually kicked out a guy 5 times in one night because he was so messed up on acid he didn't even realize I kicked him out the first 4 times. He would come in and I'd be like, "Hey, bro, you're out," and then he would like vaguely look in my direction and they would like speed right back out, and it's like. I don't know if it was just ass out. It was probably more than it was. He was probably on a few things. He was one of those kids that just came to Milwaukee, took every drug he wanted to take at once, and he so then finally I get him out and he starts playing ninja in the traffic, just jumping between cars, and his girlfriend is just crying and like freaking out. So then he goes across the street by Little Caesars. And I'm just like, and there's a crowd by the sidewalk at this point. They're all like kind of looking like, what the hell is this guy doing? So he turns around and looks right at me, and then he starts running across the street. Towards me. And I'm just like, okay, what the hell, is going on?
It's going to happen.
Yeah, so then he finally gets, close up to me where I had to put my arms up and check him out of self-defense. And, and I got him good. I'm not, I'm not a small dude. I'm 6'2", 235, and I decked him. He did not go down.
Wow.
He was, the
power of hallucinogenics.
Right.
Those guys are crazy. Like if like the last guy that I caught for doing something damage-wise, he punched the window, or he punched the door at the place, which still hasn't been fixed, but it's gonna get fixed apparently. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but it's just like I caught that guy back in January, and I turned him into the cops. Me and Spade did that. Spade 1, who was working security at the time. And it was just like his whole justification was like he's just so mad, and he hadn't even been at our place. He had been down the street drinking at like one of the other bars, and he was walking past at close, and he punched.
I don't get
and
that.
That happened when I was working one night too. Some guy, and this kid's from Kenosha, and he as the cops ended up finding out, he just came by and he was. He said that we had 30 people inside. It was just staff and the band that played that night. Yeah. But he felt like. I just turned around and this guy like fell down in front of the door. Right. And by Paul, who's the biggest kitty cat in the world. Trying not to curse. Right. So I knew that guy had to be drunk. If Paul knocked him over.
You're gonna find a new word for that because kitty cat does not cut it.
And I don't want to use vagina.
Can you say coward? Can you say
coward's good? Coward's good.
Yeah. There's so many words,
coward.
Nick.
But that coward doesn't convey physical weakness, though.
It does, to a certain extent.
Why don't you come up with it? Okay, because think about this one.
A powerless coward.
That's too much W action there in that.
I thought the alliteration made it awesome.
We'll have a talk about poetic device after the show.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Moving on. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Do you like pot, Keith?
No, I don't really smoke it anymore.
Have you ever smoked pot?
Yeah, I used to. I tried it a couple times.
How was that?
Too much paranoia.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I really didn't get down with that. Smoking anything is difficult for me. I have asthma, and so like my airways constrict really fast. So it's just like the actual physical act of taking something into my lungs is very difficult. It's not natural.
Well,
to
you
me.
had like a party. What happened? Tell me the story. What happened? What you in the weed smoking?
No, I mean, like I tried it for like a while, you know, it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
No. I smoke weed. Like I smoked weed a lot back in high school. Like a lot. We used to buy short quarters of weed and would smoke the whole quarter. Like me and my guy just sit there and smoke the whole quarter. And I remember this one day, we were sitting on the front porch, and High has rabbit behind. High is giraffe vagina, and we were sitting on the porch, and we were talking, and I was really being high. I remember how blue the sky looked in my head, right? I'm like, the sky is really blue. And as I was remarking about how blue the sky was, a bird flew
And pooped on you.
between us, between us, and face first into the window and died, and was standing there shaking as it in its death throes, right?
Wow.
And it happened. And it was like, wow, that just happened. That's what I thought in my head. And my friend said, what if that was the whole reason we were ever born? To watch that bird die. And I was like, wow. What if that was the only reason we were ever born? And I was like, I had to stop doing drugs. I was like, yeah, that was, and so I quit, kind of. Like, you know, I didn't quit that day.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't quit
You've
that
been to my
day.
house before, man. Come on now.
I don't smoke a lot. I quit that day.
Sure.
No, I don't mean I was smoke. I used
sure.
to smoke a lot of weed. I used to be really ridiculously high, like high to the point where bird's death seemed like the purpose that I was put on this earth. So, I started slowing down, and now I smoke a bowl every once in a while. I bought a one hitter. Nick used to have a one hitter, so like I was like, this is just amount of pot. This is enough pot to make this movie good. Like, that's how much pot I want. Like, I just want enough pot to make this movie good.
Yeah, if anybody's looking for a reason to search either of you guys after the show,
Hey, I got nothing on me right now. I don't carry my paraphernalia.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I won't say never, but rarely. You know. So.
But no, I mean, like, I don't.
see, I'm paranoid without it. That's what I'm trying to say. I have like these. I'm thinking about these things all the time. Like if that had happened to me, when someone said that to me, I'm like, you're absolutely right. And now we must die. You know, let's bury ourselves. We should light a fire and
bury
burn ourselves with the bird.
Give ourselves a Viking funeral with the bird.
Because that bird was our king. That bird ruled our universe, man. And now it's gone. And we can't live without the bird, man. See, that's why I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I already think weird thoughts. And
Anyway,
I'm paranoid. It
yeah.
just wouldn't help. It wouldn't help.
We must die with the bird.
Yep. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but no. So I mean, you know, pot is cool. I'm a drinker, but I'm a lover. Like when I get drunk. Like,
No, you're a jerk face.
I'm not lover.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a sweet person when I'm drunk. I'm not a
Right.
mean.
Mario
I'm not a mean drunk.
Nick and I are looking at each other. Mario talks about his penis like endlessly. And he gets drunk.
Yo, hence
will
that
not
joke I
stop.
made earlier. I was like, I hang around Mario too much. This guy, you could be talking about, you know, like 14th century British prime ministers, and Mario will find a way to talk about penises.
Speaking of which, cows are getting out of the barn over there, Nick.
So
You could have had some class at XYZ. You know.
yeah, he could have some class and kept his fly clothes. So, since you didn't,
Hey, I got on shorts underneath here, so I'm
All right.
yeah.
Somebody's cooking spaghetti in the
I
house.
Yeah.
I don't know what you gentlemen are talking about. I may occasionally bring up my penis when I've been drinking. But it's not like-
Occasionally.
He
Just
talks
like occasionally the Packers beat the Bears.
He talks about it like other people talk about their pets.
About their kids.
Yeah, like, dude, my cat yesterday was so cute. Hopped up on the stool, meowed at me when I came to the door.
Whatever, Doc.
Dispute to Jada Fire today. Vanessa Blue last night.
I love porn. And I knew exactly who both those people were that he was talking about.
Wow.
It's not like I didn't know.
I think I've learned every porn star's name I know. I think I've learned through Mario.
You guys recommending each other?
Yeah.
You have like a group on Facebook for this? Maybe that'll get we should put that somehow on the page. Yeah. Wow, that's terrible.
And then when I talk about porn from such a with such reverence, people always act like I'm the only dude watching these movies. I'm just honest about it.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion industry. They ain't selling them just to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like other people was watching porn. I'm just willing to admit I'm a grown man, and I like porn. You dig? And that's how I feel.
You're damn right.
Yes, Tammy. Yes, Tammy.
What kind of porn does Tammy Baldwin watch? Ellen reruns. That's the answer to that.
I feel so bad for laughing at that.
Yeah. I feel bad for Tammy Baldwin if she's watching it. Like,
Oh, she doesn't. Nobody.
Belladonna. I would assume Tammy Baldwin because she's like Bella. She probably would watch a lot of Belladonna, like that hardcore biker girls type thing. Like a lot of S&M and whatnot. Tammy Baldwin strikes me as a slap me around kind of lesbian, not like a lipsticky lovey lesbian. On the real. We was looking at some pictures today, and they had this propaganda photo they had of Barack Obama, and he was standing behind Michelle. And they were looking into this gate, like it looked like a basketball court. It was at dusk, and my friend said that, oh, look, Barack's spooning. And they were like, oh my God, that's spooning, that's dangerous, you shouldn't doing that. And I was like, that's his wife, and the president get hard. I mean, what did you think because he the president, he don't get turned on by his wife on occasion?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen.
I don't understand. He bit that lip last night.
Especially he looks like Michelle Obama. I mean,
he bit his lip during the acceptance speech. I was like, yeah, there was some in that.
Before or after? Because he took a long time during those Motown hits that were playing after Romney's speech. I was like, Mr. Big Stuff's been playing for a while.
Because he heard of Mr. Big Stuff.
If I had just won an election, I would be entering on that song.
He did enter on that
but
song.
I think he did enter on that song. Yeah, it was just backstage.
No. He entered on. I remember. I just lost it. I remember what song he.
I'm yours.
Yes,
delivered by
yes,
Stevie Wonder.
yes.
That was a song.
So like Monday though, I missed it. We all missed it because none of us can get out to Madison. But he had Bruce Springsteen play for him on.
Jay-Z was there too.
Jay-Z was there.
Was it Madison?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Did he rap with
I don't
Bruce?
think so, but he was there. I saw a picture of him, Bruce, and Obama all backstage. Oh, no, he might have been in Cleveland, and then he flew in.
Okay.
He flew Bruce and him in.
He had Katy Perry when he was here. So.
Did they do a mashup at like 99 Problems, but Nebraska ain't one? That would have been sweet.
Sweet.
He did say 99 Problems, but Mid ain't one.
Right. Did he say that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That's not so clever.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm proud of Barack and that whole movement, and it's a very good day in being American.
Are we still talking about them having sex?
Who? Barack and Michelle?
And I tried to segue into something more tasteful, and just say that.
Then Barack's penis something more tasteful
well.
than Barack's penis. I think Michelle would argue with you that wasn't more tasteful.
Whoa.
On that note,
This is dirty. Hey, freedom of speech.
Yep.
yes,
Watch what you say.
So we were talking about that too on one of my Facebook groups. We was talking about how and I hate to use Facebook as a point of reference, but anyways, we were talking about if the president, I asked some of my
You could
female
just say
friends,
social media.
Eddie,
I was
I-
talking to one of my friends on the social media.
on those social media networks, and we were discussing whether President Obama might potentially be well endowed. And my female friends always tell me that they can kind of look at a guy, the way that he walks, and tell whether or not he is or isn't. Now I won't go into what they ended up saying, but one of my guys, Mac, he said, if I was president, I don't care how small it is. I have the military at my disposal. You better tell everybody who was a Norman.
Oh my God.
Or the Secret Service will be at your house.
Damn right.
Yeah. She said, I got a what? Load up the truck.
Damn right.
Yeah. I'm the head of state. Get it? Yeah.
we're still talking about penises.
I find a way to bring it up.
So there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
I find penis humor.
This is like what Mario
fart jokes.
happens. That's what happens to Mario when he's drunk, except he slurs his words a little bit more, and occasionally leans into your 3-foot space bubble when he's trying to talk to you about his penis. Like, bro, you're a little close.
And talking about your thing.
Yeah. Step back. Your beer's over there.
Whatever. I don't even care.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, no, man, I don't wang talk. I just be saying like how awesome it is. Like I love my penis. I have actually sat for 40 minutes and tried to discussing my penis with a chick at a bar.
But what bothered me,
the show, and Gousdale was like, Mario, you've been talking about your wang for like 40 minutes. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, she don't want to hear that. Then why did she walk away? Because you're a black guy. she's just being polite. So back in 1984, when he was a young penis. If she didn't want to hear it, she'd leave, man. Leave me alone. It's like, whatever.
Part of me thinks that she was like standing there listening, just like, where's he going with this? Because he's
where's the segue?
At some point, because it's not like you weren't directly hitting on her as the thing. You were just sitting there talking about it. So she was like, is this leading somewhere, or is this guy just that guy? Because there's other dudes that sit around and they talk about their jobs, and you don't ask about their jobs. I don't care that you're an accountant, that you hate your boss, but you're going to talk about it for 30 minutes because you just met me. There's other people out there that first thing they talk about is their wife's cooking. I don't like my wife's cooking. Oh, I love my wife's cooking.
I wasn't coming on to her either. I was like, you're cute. I just was talking about my wang. Like,
yeah.
Because she would listen. I mean, like, I was going to keep, as long as she was going to listen, I was going to keep.
Yeah, and
I wasn't even that drunk.
It was like.
So I can only imagine how ridiculous I get when I'm really drunk, because I wasn't that drunk. I was kind of drunk, but
it depends on what mood you're in prior to that. That's everybody's case, though. I think when you drink,
in this group,
it's you take what you're feeling and then you just amplify it. And they call it a depressant, but really I think alcohol's an amplifier. Because if you're depressed, if you're sad, mopey, and then you get drunk, you're going to be suicidal or something.
Yeah.
Like
you almost did it. You almost.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. Drunk Gousted is hilarious. I don't. Nobody talks about drunk Keith, but drunk Keith is hilarious. And then because it deteriorates to a series of grunts and guttural noise.
like Tim Allen. You know?
By the end of the drunk night, he's like,
I supercharged my law writing more.
He like his old. I said it like his old. Somebody they went out and it was like Keith's just being freaking weird and and Keith's being weird. I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, just go in here and talk to him. And you were like, I said, what's going on, Keith? I said, are you all right? Yeah, man. I was like, all right, dog, I'll talk to you later. And he's like, what's the matter with him? I said, he's drunk. Just leave him alone. Like, he's not bothering anybody. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I can say about Keith, especially. Nick drunk is just ridiculous. And he's way too close to you constantly. Like, you're like, hey, man, move. And like, but you don't want to, because that's Nick. You got to love him, but you want to get off me.
Nick loses his inside voice pretty quick.
Listen, man.
See, I knew about that. This is my first time I'm hearing about this too close thing.
You have a proximity problem when you get
You
drunk. both
do.
I don't have a
I
proximity
think if you guys,
you have the proximity problem.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
I do not have a proximity
You
problem.
both do. If you guys get drunk together, it's weird because you basically start hugging. You just don't put your arms around each other. It looks like two guys. It looks like the manager of a baseball team and an umpire get in an argument, but really you guys are just having a friendly conversation. You're like right up on each other.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Both do it.
I swear I don't.
Like you're arguing over a foul ball. Meanwhile, your balls are touching. It's getting kind of foul. Like, dude,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
just step off of one another.
Nah, man, whatever, dog. I don't do that. Whatever, dog.
Yeah.
I don't have a proximity thing. Maybe I do.
But
have
we
a-
do know that Nick's inside voice goes.
Yeah, it
that's
does.
key.
Yeah, it does.
Because that's how you know that Nick's
Nick's drunk,
because
right?
he doesn't slur his words too much until he gets really sauced.
Right.
But like it's the start, and then it's like, hey, guys. It's just like, Nick,
Nick's drunk.
I straight up asked him one time because he like I ran into you one day. It wasn't but like 2 in the afternoon. You were talking really loud. Like, did you have any Jameson today? Yeah, I might have had a few.
But then he did the jointed gate. That's but then,
Yeah, I might have had a few.
that took me there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, I don't have anything to say to it. I mean, that's what happens.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went to Madison and Nationals, and we were in the van
yeah.
sleep.
And
I'm like, move over. I'm like,
I had to wake up with Mario's dumpy ass in my face for 3 straight days. Yeah, I was a little crabby by the end of Nationals. you know.
So I was like, move over, man. He's like, no, you had your ass in my face.
So I was trying. I tried to tell you guys proximity issues.
I was like, I was in the van. I was like, hey, man, move, man. He was like, no, your ass is in my face.
I don't know where to put the mics at this point, man. You guys are going from whispering to screaming full on.
Oh, it was insane. I had such a good time. And then got drunk and followed me around for like 20 minutes. I don't know what he was on, man. He was drunk. It was like the 3rd day before he kissed what you call it.
You remember
I got
any of
mad
this,
at-
Nick?
No, he was drunk.
I vaguely remember this girl from Boise State, and I
the one
remember
that was- the one that
Mario's
was
ass,
Colin-
and that's it.
I feel bad for your subconscious.
Whoa. That week was kind of a blur for me if you haven't been able to deduce that by now.
Colin was talking to the girl from Iowa, and he just kept making her be around all the time. Like, it was like 1 million people to talk to, and he only wanted to talk to her, which was pretty cool. But no, you had got really, really drunk. I don't know who you were drinking with because you weren't drinking with us because I hadn't had nothing that much to drink that day yet. And because it was the second night we were there because remember I went home. The first night and you didn't come home. And so I came back to Milwaukee because Dasha Kelly had a van that would bring people back and forth from Madison to Milwaukee, and it was free. So we rode down. Him and Kyler rode down together. But anyways, so it was the second day, and I had just got back, and I was maybe getting later on in the evening. So the slam bouts had started, and it was the night I judged when y'all was giving me crap about 9.4, what is it, 9.3? I kept doing the same score.
I don't even remember that.
And so,
like I said, a blur.
And so later on
You
that
guys
night,
taking tests?
for the slam. So I kept giving like a 9.7 or 9.4, and they were like, they calling me Mr. 9.4 for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? That was my name. And so later on that evening, I got separated from Colin, and because once the slam bouts were over, Colin was going to try to find the Iowa chick. Like, soon as the bouts was over, that was Idaho. Yeah, Idaho. Boise. Yeah, she was
Boise
from Boise.
State, yeah.
And so as soon as the bouts was over, she was going to find the Boise chick. Colin was going to try the Boise chick, and Nick was trying to find some alcohol. That was at the end of the bouts. It's like break. You know what I mean? And that's what I was doing. And so I kind of got separated from him for a while, hanging out. Because what the poets do at national events is they'll go around and have like little ciphers. Like 3 or 4 poets get together and spit their poems all around the little
National slam competition, you said?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything
And
about
I'm not going to explain poetry slam if you don't know.
No, that'll be another show.
Google it.
We'll go over that and Star Wars. And we'll try and work the two in. Basically, Luke is like a really good slammer, but he's not as good as Darth Vader until the third movie.
I know the characters from Star Wars. Like, if you quiz me on every single I would get every single one of them right. I mean, anyway. Why do we keep coming back to this?
I didn't do it.
Because it's absurd.
It is completely absurd. But so Nick had got separated from me for a while, and so then I was over by about, and I looked to my right, and there he was. And I was like, "What up, Nick?" He's like, "Nothing, chilling." So we listened to the poets for a minute, and then somebody was passing around some liquor. I drank a little bit of that liquor, and I walked away. And I didn't like say, "Hey, come on, Nick, let's go." He just came, and so but I didn't know that he was coming, and so I looked around again, and there's Nick. And I was like, "What? Hey, Nick." And so, okay. And so we kept kicking it some more. Then I went in the building, and I looked around, and there's Nick. I was like, "Hey, Nick," and now I'm starting to get a little uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't remember any of this.
because he wasn't talking. Like if he'd have been like, "Oh, you see that?" or whatever, he wasn't engaging in the conversation. He was just on my right, and I looked, it was Nick.
Was this?
I felt safe.
Was he already drunk, or were you?
Yeah, he was, I think he was. I thought
yeah.
he was because he was quiet.
Yeah,
And you know,
He probably.
if you're talking about me and Madison, I was probably drunk.
He was following.
Rule of thumb.
He was probably following because he does. He's like, this is a person I know.
Yeah.
He's probably going back to a place where there's a place to sleep.
You know, I was just thinking that's probably what was going through my
That
head.
makes sense. That's what I would do. I'm really messed up. You look like you know where you're going. I'm just gonna follow you.
'Cause there's no way I was finding that van without either you or Colin, and I didn't know where Colin was, so you know.
it wasn't that hard to find
Yeah.
a van. I told you, and you know what, you did say that. Like, "Where's the van?" And I was like, "It's over the thing, and go down the street."
That's
Okay.
not very, that's not specific at all.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what he said. Like, I'm not gonna
Over the river,
find it.
through the woods.
I said, "No, you go by the State House building and then just keep going down that street." And he gave me that same look you just gave me. Like, what are you talking about?
I have no idea.
Oh, man, that was a good weekend. That was a good time. Good time. Good time.
All right, gentlemen, we got 5 minutes. Is there anything anybody's gonna plug, talk about, anything new? Hey, everyone should pick up a copy of the UWM Post.
Hey, what, you
Yes.
got a new article? What's the article? Title of the article in the post?
The article is about this phenomenal new polka rap band out of Milwaukee called the November Criminals.
Hey, what the title of the article is pretty great.
What's the title of the article?
Nick?
Actually, that's my editor. So
What's the title of the article?
Other people's polka.
But
Yep.
that's probably the first.
I was disappointed. You told me that the editor forgot or
OPP.
didn't have room enough. I know.
with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Okay, I'm sorry.
But the editor didn't put our photo in there.
Great thing I've ever heard about.
It is silly. I didn't, Nick didn't come up with it. I didn't come up with it. I have no power over this.
The people's polka.
I think he just got another track.
That's good.
He's rubbing where his beard used to be. Like thinking about it.
No, the neckbeard comes in faster.
It does.
People don't know. I haven't turned the camera on myself yet, probably for good reason. I shaved for November, and if you missed that last week, it's pretty
You
awful.
know, now Keith simultaneously looks like he's 14 and 44. It's kind of weird.
It's called pedophile.
Man,
You know, he's still.
everybody's on it.
That joke has been there for a
You know,
while,
if you had
and
the
I just left it
Skywalker
alone.
monkey butt on the back of your head, you probably would look like a
Oh
pedophile.
man, I'm just glad that I, have a long hair,
Have a full
so that
mane there.
Oh, that's hilarious to me.
You didn't have
know
the guts to shave your weird stash.
I did.
You left your skunk beard on.
Yeah, I did.
You know, I got a good beard going. I'm not. You know, I wanted to get. I wanted to grow.
That's
even
because
more.
Nick probably looks like a small boy if he shaves.
Oh no, I look like when I shave. Last time I shaved, I was in Green Bay. My buddy Tony is like, hey man, he gave me money. He's like, hey, buy me a pack of cigarettes. I'm like, why you want me to buy him? He's just like, just humor me. So yeah, he wanted to see if I would get carded, which I did.
Splendid.
Yes. So yeah, I got to have my beard, or else I get I get stopped by cops at the mall. Are you playing hooky? And I'm not exaggerating that has happened before.
Right.
And when I was even after I turned 30.
Well,
It was the 15-year-old girl you had at the mall with you. What I was saying was... What? Okay, so I don't know, somebody laughed in the background in this store. I enjoy laughter. This glorious nut. That's Captain Midnight.
it's an
ladies.
almond.
That's Captain Midnight, ladies and gentlemen.
So anyway, Yeah, I'm gonna just.
I have no idea. This is, the fourth recording of the show.
Yeah,
and it gets more and more weird. The later we get into the show, it just falls.
That's
into
the 90-minute mark. You guys, I said, "How do you guys feel about the hour?" And you're like, "Man, I was just getting warmed up." We'll have so much more to talk about if we go 90 minutes.
We did. I mean, no, the conversation was fine, but it was just like.
The conversation should be everybody should come on Thursday, November 15th to the River West Public House for the Beans and Cherries. It's Roxy Bean and Brian Cherry Food Pantry show with guests November Criminals and Melatomica. All you got to do is bring.
When is that again?
That is November 15th, 7 p.m. That's a Thursday night at the Public House. It's
815 East Logan.
Correctamundo.
All right.
All you got to do is bring some non-perishable food items, and then you can just come in and jam out and have a good time with everybody. And if you get a chance, tomorrow I'm on again and for Burdock Radio.
Oh, Friday I'll be on for New Word Document Radio, 8 o'clock.
If you listen to riverwestradio.com.
If you're listening to this as a podcast tomorrow or tonight, just tune in Friday. Genesis, one of the former members of Milwaukee's National Poetry Slam team, is going to be the special guest. We'll be doing interviews. And so that'll be awesome. I might bring in a guest with me next week. And we can interview them here on this show. But that's New Word Document Radio. That's Friday nights here on riverwestradio.com. And
why would you bring in a guest to this?
I don't know, just to mix it up. Somebody to ask some questions to. I know you guys. That's what I said. Like it's more about us, talking about stuff.
Well, we'll figure that out.
We will.
It's
only the fourth show.
It's about time for. Let's get some Tammy Baldwin first before we go out. And
You're damn right.
I love that. By the way, that ad has a really awesome beat behind it. It's so weird.
I've never. Oh, the Tammy
Baldwin yanked it from the commercial.
It's an anti-Tammy Baldwin ad commercial, and it was like he's got "You're damn right," and her going "Solidarity," and it's supposed to be like she's a scary liberal, but there's like this. Type thing going on, and then the voice comes in. Tammy Baldwin voted for things that you didn't like a lot.
You're damn right.
That's pretty much how.
And that was how it would go. Yeah.
You know what I got caught in my head the other day?
What's that?
The Benny Hill music.
Oh gosh. You know what you should get caught in your head?
What is it called?
Yakety sax.
Yeah, you should get something else caught in your head because we're about to bow out right now.
You're damn right.
No, the song.
I wanted to do it one last time.
Okay.
All right.
You can bring it back next week.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right.